monitor service called CloudWatch. This is a monitoring service on AWS platform. It can monitor the performance of your AWS resources as well as your applications if they are running over AWS. Okay, so we'll talk about. Okay, wait, guys. Ranjit and Safi, I'll give you the permission. Don't worry. I saw Shafi also joining. Where is he? Okay. I think now we have full strength. Okay, so we would be doing the performance monitoring based on different metrics like your CPU utilization, network utilization, RAM utilization. It depends upon what kind of a strategy your organization has. According to that, you need to prepare your dashboards, your alarms, all those things. The one thing which you need to remember here while using CloudWatch, that you would using CloudWatch for performance monitoring, and for anything where you need to audit real-time actions rather through API calls or through your management console, you would end up using CloudTrail. That is this one. Okay, this one we are going to talk about. This is going to use your monitor for the performance monitoring or the monitoring of your resources, and the CloudTrail would be used for tracking user activity and API usage, like who created S3 bucket, who created user, who changed permissions. These are normally comes under your CloudTrail. RAM utilization, this comes under the CloudWatch. Okay, so this understanding this difference is very much required. Okay, so let's start configuring a CloudWatch today. And before we do that, I need to run a So this is how your screen looks like. But before we start configuring anything, let's go and launch EC2 instance so that we can use it. I hope the purpose is clear. If you need to monitor the performance of your resources, you would be using CloudWatch. If you need to audit something, you would be using CloudTrail. And I'm again and again, I'm telling you this, you will definitely find a question regarding this. Somehow or other, AWS will try to confuse you to go through the scenario carefully and see what they are looking for. Are they looking for the monitoring or the auditing? Depends upon that, choose the correct answer. Let's quickly launch an instance. I'll stick with the same one. And before we do that, we will gonna enable monitoring here. We were not doing it earlier, and we'll do it today, but it will cost some charges, but we'll quickly delete it as well as remove it so that it will not be that much. So Tarun, please be aware of it, that you might end up paying something for that. Let's before we go there, okay, let's go that and click add tags. Let's add a tag here. I'll call it name CloudWatch demo. Okay, security groups, I would rather select the existing one. I think that would be good enough. Yep. Okay, let's launch. I have got this key. I'll acknowledge and launch instance. In the meantime, this instance is being launched. Let's go back. It takes some time before it gets stabilized. I mean, start running properly. It's still pending. So you can say that we don't have anything on the status checks currently. There's nothing on instance checks also. And still it's going to take some time because the instance is not ready yet. So we'll come back to it again. It started running. Still status checks are being initialized. So it's basically talks about these two status checks, system status and instance status, which starts showing a 2 by 2 in some time. So once the both status checks are done, then it will start showing 2 by 2 here. So if we refresh it again, hopefully by now it's ready. It's still working. Still initializing, and here we still do not have anything. So basically, this is where you see your monitoring. Under the monitor tab, let it get initialized, and then you'll start seeing the figures here. So we have CPU utilization, discrete, all these metrics are there, right? Still not done. Taking a lot of time. I don't know why. Okay, now it says 2 by 2 checks are done. So if you can see, this is reachability check passed and instant reachability check passed. Let's go to the monitoring, and you'll start seeing these figures in some time. So let's go back, and now what we'll do, we'll try to see how this monitoring works. So for that, what I'm trying to do, I have created this EC2 instance. Now I'm going to configure a CloudWatch alarm, and then we'll try to do something which will trigger the alarm. Okay. So this is my initial screen. This is, you can see alarm by different services, nothing we have currently. So if you can see here, there's nothing also in that side also. Let's quickly go and create an alarm, and for we'll create an alarm to capture those performance matrix from our EC2 instance which I just created. So currently we do not have anything. Click on create alarm. So we are going to go EC2 based matrix. Let's go for per instance matrix. But this is for the graph, I believe. Wait, this is not for that one. Canceling it. Alarm again. No, you're supposed to have something, right? Okay, so this is where you need to select the metric. So I'm going to select the metric here. It's again, this is a different interface, which was different earlier. So I'm gonna, because we have created an EC2 instance, so we need an alarm which is regarding to EC2. Otherwise, you can see we have different options. We can have it for EBS, EC2, EFS, Elastic Beanstalk usage. Everything is there. You can see that. I will go for EC2, and we'll have. We do not have an auto scaling group, not image ID. I'm gonna have per instance metrics, because where I can find this CPU utilization. Okay, I'll just. Okay, so this is where we need it. Let's go back and see what is my instance ID. It's 89 AFDB. So let's select, this is one which we have, 89 AFDB. Is it correct or not? 0CHC 64 AFC. You need to basically match your instance ID with this instance. Okay, so this is what we have. We can have this CPU utilization. So let's go CPU utilization and select metric. So we have selected here. Now you can give it a name, because we're creating an alarm. Give it a name, and let's call it CPU alarm. Give it a description, whatever you want to give it. I'm going to give it the same thing. Now, when you need to trigger, get this alarm triggered, so whenever your CPU utilization goes equal or more than or equal to the percentage of your utilization, you can say, let's say 70%. If my CPU utilization goes above 70%, for 1 out of 1 data point, this is basically saying 1 minute out of 1 minute. If you want, you can have like 1 minute out of 2 minutes. You can keep on increasing it. Like you can say 2 minutes out of 5 minutes, right? So same way you can use it, but I'm going to keep it for 1 minute because we need to quickly do it. So 1 minute out of 1 minute, if the CPU utilization goes above 70%, they should trigger the alarm. Okay. These are the additional setting, whether you want to, what you want to do with the missing data. I want to treat it as a missing, and then whenever this alarm state is alarm, so send enter an email ID. I think I can enter the Bhuvan's email ID, or let me check. Okay. So other than that, you can add more notifications. You can auto scale. You can add auto scaling action. You can add EC2 action as well. Okay. So if you want to add, you can add more notification and send someone else as well. If you can, you want, you can add action also. When this alarm happen, recover this instance, stop. Okay, so a lot of things. Okay, where did I put it? Enter CPU. Let's confirm new email address. Okay, so I'll do once. I'll try to confirm it. Let me see if I got it or not. I got the email. I'm confirming this subscription. So I think it's done. So if I can, okay. Yes, I can. Now it shows via alarm, so I can see it, and I have confirmed it also. Okay. And it looks like this. If I can show you some, wait, I'll show you. Can you see the screen? This is how it looks like when you confirm it. This says subscription confirmed. This is the email at which I got it. I click on this one and the subscription got confirmed. Okay. So let's go back to our this thing. So currently we do not have, it says your CPLR has been saved, but we have insufficient data for this one. We don't have sufficient data because this is not going that way. So that we have insufficient data. So select the data here, I mean the alarm here. will start showing what is the status, and like you can also see what is the status of this history of this particular alarm. Now let's go back to our EC2 instance and try to do some activity which can increase the CPU utilization. Okay. In the meantime, if I go there monitoring CPU utilization, it's still where it is. It's nothing, right? It's nothing. So okay, so let's close it and I'll go and log into my EC2 instance. So this is the public IP. I'll go and log in. Where is my key? So I'll take you there. So I'll log into this machine. So now I'll run a command here. Although you can do a lot of things, but what I know of, I can run just a simple command. It might help us to increase the CPU utilization. Okay, so done. Let's stop sharing. I'll go back to the console. It's gonna take some time before it starts showing. Let's go to CloudWatch matrix. Now it's okay. It started receiving some data, I believe. Oh man, I've made it 5 minutes. I should have made it for 1 minute. Modify. I think I saved one only, right? I think I'm. So in some time, my utilization will spike, and then we can see what's happening here. In the meantime, we can do something else along with this one, so that we can have something to. I mean, we need to wait for that many long. So why not? Why to waste as it is that time? We can do something else as well. So I'm gonna start one more instance here. This is I'm gonna keep the same. On what I'm gonna do is, do we have a role here? Access. Okay. And let's create a small user data. It is just a plain loop, Ravi Shankar, nothing else. let's quickly install this one. In the meantime, I'll go and check what's happening here. Oh, cool. That we can also try then. Thanks, Arun. Next time I can do that as well. I will keep it somewhere. I need to install that package first, right? Cool. I had to make a note of it, and I'll see if this can be used next time. You can see that this is increasing slowly. It has reached to 40%. So it will take some time before it can, increase more. It's more almost 50% now. So we have kept it at 70%. So let's wait for some time. It will happen. You can see it's increased more than 50 now. It's around almost 50%. So this is running, and we were creating another instance. Let's go and do that as well. And we have installed HTTPD. What we'll do is cd2 /HTML and echo. This is a demo web page. So I'll copying and sending it to next.html. I'm starting the service. Check config HTTPD on. Let's try something today. If we can do that. What else we can do? Let me see if I put in the path correct or not. Those as Linux. Yeah, Chafi, I want you to notice that. Okay, it will not get in any region. You are logged into that region, in the same region it will be used. Okay, so let me use this word. If the command is correct, then it should work. Let's add some storage. That's 8 GB sufficient for us. Let's put a tag here because this is something which we are going something different. Name metadata. Okay, in the meantime, let's go and have a look there as well. What is happening here? So it has almost reaching to 60% now. So let's still wait for some time. So this is security groups. I will go for the existing one, the role demo, review and launch. And I think we have this thing to launch. So now we got 2 instances. Hopefully in the meantime, we would be able to reach to that peak as well.